JD the Bot Guy. JD the Bot Guy. JD the Bot
Good evening, degenerates. Golly. It's a wonderful... What day is this? This is Saturday. Having a great day already. I had a long day so far. Been great, though. I spent the day with the grandkids. It was awesome. So... Start off by, I'm sure she's watching. What's up, Ash? I'm so glad that you're not dead. Oh, let's start out by complaining that my wife stole my Goth Girl Spit air freshener. I mean, I'm not really complaining, but she saw it and she's like, oh, that's mine. Yeah, not yet. We're all of our time is limited, right? But yeah, she stole it. Don't even know what it smells like. I never even opened it yet. It's like I was gonna hang it up, you know, over there, like in that area. So I've got the can over there, but you know, I was gonna make use of the actual air freshener itself as a decoration. By the way, did you see my new friend? And no, it's not a trophy word. No, it's not one of those. I produced that. So we know that that's not as nice as the ones that they produce, but you can't really tell that because it's dark and it's behind me, and I thought it would look great. Oh, look at you. Yeah, somebody's going to go see System of a Down tonight. Not me, Travis. So he's going to ditch us. Got a headache and it sucks. Brah. Take care of that. Have the wife, you know, like massage your shoulders or something. Oh yeah, the Eshy will definitely fix a headache. Definitely. I've been lax. What? I don't, what? Don't make me have to mute you. Nah. I love spammers. I should be ready for this. No, I wasn't random. That's totally on, like, that is totally somebody. What's up, Billy? That's totally somebody being Yeah. Mute. So there, you can't talk now. I'm not going to kick you out because if your stupid bot's following and watching, neener. Won't come in here spamming my shit. That ticks me off. Yeah, I saw Donut got swatted today. I actually made a little comment on his post right before I started the stream. And I was like, man, I am glad that I know a lot of the deputies on the police force. I live out in the middle of nowhere, and anybody in that tries to swat me, the sheriff's department's already been told I do streaming, and that if they get a call, just call me on my cell phone. Most of them have I pointed it like, you guys know it's sitting here, but most of those guys know, have my number. Yeah, I'll get a phone call and be like, hey man, well, we got a call that there's some sort of disturbance at your place. But no, I mean, that's just a good call. If you're going to do any kind of live streaming or anything, it doesn't hurt to just go ahead and call your local police department and tell them, it's like, look, I'm streaming. If you have any calls, this is probably why. But yeah, I saw there's a post on X where he has the clip where the sheriff came in and was like drooling all over his guns. No, the deputy, not the sheriff. You know what I mean. I was exceptionally busy today with young children. I'm too old for that crap, but it's okay to do in small pieces. It's not the end of the world to get to chase a little 4-year-old in a not quite 1-year-old around. But luckily it was just 2 of them. There are more. But yeah, it was fun though. Had a good time. Man, reminds me of how old I am. But yeah, anyway, yeah, Donut got swatted, and I've made some preparations for things of that nature. It is H. Preparations A through G were unsuccessful. That was a Austin Powers joke. Nobody gets my jokes, I swear to God. So, how are we this fine Saturday? Okay, Travis is going to go to a concert. Ash isn't dead yet, so we're all happy about that. Billy makes cool boats. What else do we have here? What else do we have? Who else could we possibly talk about this? Just give props to, right? Yeah, Billy the boat guy. Hey, that's actually kind of funny. But yeah, I got that. I was talking about the skull back here. I've got that new 3D printer that I'm playing with, and that was a 20-hour print. 20 hours to print that thing, and the original I was messing with. Yeah, I started it Friday, or yesterday about noonish, and it went until about 1 o'clock. It was somewhere around noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere. It was about 24 hours essentially, because I kept screwing it up. The first 70 layers or so would just come apart. I finally got it to act right. There's a lot of support that was used in this. I was still pulling support out of the thing like an hour ago. So, but there it is. It's not painted. It's just raw plastic, and I'm going to leave it that way because I figure it looks better in the light as just a white. You can't tell it's not painted. It does get a little bit of the weird, like in that one eye, you're getting a little bit of light through it from the light strip behind it, but that's okay. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to be super realistic with it. It's not like I'm mailing it to some podcaster to freak them out on their show or whatever. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot planned for this evening. I actually didn't think I was going to get to stream tonight because I thought that the weather was going to be stupid, and then it just cleared up. It was like a miracle. And so I'm gonna do my thing. Don't know what exactly, but I was hoping I'd have at least a couple, 2 or 3 of you degenerates to talk to, and we could come up with something interesting to talk about instead of just sitting here watching videos. Yes, it should. Are you drinking a which one are you having? Which one? Are you using a pre-workout? Because that's just like going straight for violence is what that is. Killer. Okay, well, see, that's is that a 100 now, or is that 200? Which version? That's a 100, isn't it? Yeah. I keep wanting to say that the original was 2, but I've gotten that wrong so many times I can't remember. I really can't. Speaking of Echelon, the kind of consensual episode that came out had Eric on it. I think it was filmed. I haven't watched it yet. Eric is the founder of Echelon. And for anybody who doesn't know, Eric Bartel. And he's on it. And they actually were, I think they recorded it right around the time that the first drop of Goth Girl Spit came out. And then they planned to release it right before the next one did. Bruh, Eric is not watching this stream. He's not watching this. But yeah, I need to watch that. What I think I'll do is after I get off of this one, he's not here. I can see how many people are on each stream, unless he's on X, which I seriously doubt. He's not. It's okay though. He did just drop a reel on Instagram. My watch just went off. No, I'm not I'm not stalking him. It's just my what in the world? My watch is flipping out. You know, you don't do that with you don't get that with mechanical watches, just randomly giving you stuff from hours ago. But yeah. Eric's an Instagram guy. He's not really on X that much. He has an account. There are certain like people that just have presences on one social media platform and not others. It's not uncommon. For instance, Hannah Barron. I don't know if you guys know who she is, but she lives mostly in the Meta side of things. I don't believe she's even got, if there's an account on X for her, it's probably not even her. And this is me being old and massaging a muscle that's killing me. But she only hangs out on Facebook. Oh, she just does. I mostly stick around on X. I don't use Facebook that much. I don't like the fact that if you want to have some sort of creator space or do anything like that, you're essentially stuck using your real name if you're going to actually use your own account, or you have to create a page and manage it. I just don't like the transparency. Honestly, I don't. I've said multiple times, if anybody wants to find out who I am, I'm not that hard to track down. I've got a fairly decent digital footprint. If anybody wanted to go, I don't care. I'm not challenging anybody to dox me or anything. I'm just saying that that's like, I don't really hide it, but I also don't put it out there because why would I? Facebook and Meta and all that. I use Instagram. I post a bunch of shorts and reels and stuff there. I got a lot of, I'm between Instagram and X, got a pretty neck and neck following there. But that's it. I think everything I post on Instagram goes to, what is that? See, I don't even remember what the name of the damn thing is. Is it streams? Not streams. It doesn't matter. The whole point is they've spun up another, social media platform that's linked up with everything, and it automatically goes there too. And I get notifications every now and then to follow some new channel or whatever, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh, but I think my technical support came and helped me jack around with this computer and get this. I think I've got it going. So I won't be able to hear it. Well, I can turn the monitor on, but I'm pretty sure I got this working. There you go. So if I turn the monitor function on my microphone and it plays back in my ear, I can hear the sound effects, but I don't do that normally because it messes my brain up. There's about a half a second delay, and I can't talk with a half a second delay feedback of my voice in my ear. I've covered this already once last Thursday. So I don't know if we covered this Thursday or not. I probably did. I have a tendency to cover the episodes for Forced Valor on this stream because, why wouldn't I promote my own stuff? But so this episode 67, has been out since Monday. It's doing all right. It's not doing great, but it's doing all right. I did come to the realization that my thumbnails were way too low resolution. I have henceforth that shall be fixed. I changed the application that I use to edit the photos. And when I did, I originally used a template in that app for YouTube thumbnails. And it was unfortunately way too small of a resolution. And YouTube will accept up to a 50 meg file. The ones that I was using were less than 2. And so it didn't translate well. So I spent a little bit of time today fixing my template that I've set up to do a little bit better. I do need to do a little bit better job. I mean, there's some things that I don't have a problem talking about the things that I need to improve. So you notice that this area with the episode number in this overlap with the name of the episode on this, any embed that I have is going to be problematic. I don't really care if the episode number is over, has something on top of it, but the little, not necessarily the name, but the tagline or whatever you want to call that, it kind of needs to be in the catchphrase or whatever needs to be visible. So I'll probably make a small adjustment, and I'm still trying to learn. It's just one of those things that if you're not constantly learning and trying to grow, you're dying. That's all there is to it. And I enjoy trying to learn new things. And hopefully I won't get bored with it. I've been doing it for over a year now and I'm not bored yet. So maybe it'll just continue. I think I'm going to go, I don't think I've said this, maybe I have, but I think the next step after the European theater of World War II is going to be, hey, I understand that. I think the next will be probably Spanish-American War. So I think that's going to be where I head next. I think that's going to be something. I don't know how many episodes I'll squeeze out of that one. I got 12 episodes out of the Pacific Theater of World War II. I think I'm going to get right around that for the European Theater, somewhere in that vicinity. I got 15 episodes out of the Revolutionary War. It was a lot. It was a significant number. I have a specific kind of formula of things I like to do when it comes to picking things to do episodes about. And I want to make sure that I don't, break that. I'm not hard and fast on it. Yeah, I said that phrasing, but not married to it, if you will. So I will depart from that occasionally. Now, I spent today, so 67 is out. It's been out since Tuesday or Monday. This coming Monday, episode 68 will drop. This morning, I was putting together and doing the final editing on episode 69. Episode 69 is going to be the one that is, so the merchandise I have, this shirt, this shirt right here, the Bug Off Fritz shirt is 100%, and you can see a better rendition of it, but is definitely, it's tied to episode 69. So, I mean, you can go to the website and read ahead and whatnot. TBI Fridays, Blue Pepperbox logo shirt, or the unsubscribe. Violet ventricle needs to be washed. Poor Ethan Stock. What? Oh, not that, Fritz. Hold on. I would say, well, the TBI Fridays is pretty good. I like that one. I like that one because people will think it's a TGI Friday shirt and will look again and be like, wait, no, that's not what that is. And then they'll look again because they'll be like, TBI, what? So you're going to get, I think that will be a good choice. The TBI Fridays. That's my vote. You don't have to take my word for it. I mean, who am I? LeVar Burton? That was a deep cut for anybody who's not old enough to remember Reading Rainbow. So, onward. As far as our channel monetization, and by our, I mean my, because I'm the only person that does this. If I had a team of people, I'd feel really, really sad about it because the quality is not high enough for a whole team of people. But we're currently sitting, I keep saying that, currently sitting at 2,843. I think I've gotten about 20 hours more, 20 or 40 hours. I can't remember where I was at on Thursday. I'm sure I could go back and actually look at the video and get that. But either way, that's where I'm sitting at. 2,843. Need 3,000 to get to the first tier. So I'm not worried about that too much on this particular channel. That'll be something that I worry about way later. If I worry about it at all, I do this stream essentially just for the lulz, which, essentially that's pretty much what I do Forced Valor for. I mean, it's a very long running gag. I mean, why drop a dead joke? I mean, we're grinding it into the dirt at this point. I mean, I think it reaches a point where it gets annoying. And I mean, I think it's always been annoying for Brandon, but I think it's a point where it gets annoying to some people. And that's when you really got to double down. You really got to double down and keep it going, because if you don't and you let it die, you're missing out on greatness. And I'm not saying that I'm great. I'm just saying the joke is. I think that the bit is hilarious, and I think it should continue to go on. It's just too much fun to let it die. And there's a lot of people that get really mad, and I don't understand why. When I started the whole thing, we had people like, oh, when Clint Romeshay, gave his Medal of Honor to Brandon, this joke was dead. We need to let it drop and kiss my ass, because I'm going to keep doing it. Because nobody lets a good bit die. Nobody. I will tell you the thing that I'm most fond of at this point, that Shrimp Daddy guy or girl, I assume it's a guy, keeps putting videos out, and you guys, the noobs will share it, and all of you guys that's been around for a while, it's not that you hate on him. It's like this guy isn't even trying hard. I mean, I understand that they're video and everything, but he's not putting the effort in. And that's the annoying part. It's like if he could put a little bit more, just a little bit more effort into it, he could be bully about what? Is the lag that bad? Are you talking about the Shrimp Daddy character? You don't have to do anything. I think that's going to take care of itself. I mean, so the Pepperbox Discord, I don't post my stuff there. There's no self-promotion. I don't self-promote on there. I'm not going to break that rule. I like that community. Drink. I'm not going to get myself kicked out of there. Now, used to, back when I first started things, we'd have people post up stuff pretty regular that, you know, people would come along, they'd find my content and they'd like, oh, has anybody seen this? The same thing they do with the Shrimp Daddy. Because I'm in the server and people know me there, they just tag me and it's like, yeah, that's this guy. He's on the server. He does the thing. And then that'll be that. And usually I will respond, say something, and it's usually deprecating because I like self-deprecating humor. It's like, oh, that guy's an asshole or something along those lines. But that usually ends it. You know, it's a thing. When they start posting the Shrimp Daddy videos, man, people get mad about that. Like, oh, not this again. Now that guy, and I said, assuming it's a guy, may be the nicest person on the face of the planet. Also could be some, Southeast Asian spammer, chatbot guy that's trying to make money off all this stuff and doesn't realize it's not as easy as just churning out a couple videos. Now, I understand that I have a very, very small niche that I serve. The way that I do my videos is very intentional. I do the videos with stills for a reason. I don't want to produce anything. Yes, I could probably put a lot of time and effort into producing videos that are like realistic looking motion. I could put all that stuff. I actually thought about like having Brandon's voice in it. And I was like, no, I don't want to get into the realm of deepfakes. I don't want to get into the realm of making it too realistic and making it be a big problem for Brandon in reality. The IRL thing, I don't want to do that. I want it to be comical. I want it to be absolutely blatantly obvious that it's satire. And so I choose to do the things that I do the way that I do them on purpose. Now, the fact that doing Ken Burns type-esque videos, it's kind of one of my favorite kinds of documentaries. You get a lot of like Civil War documentaries and old things where you have nothing but stills. You don't have a lot of video. And that type of documentary is the kind of thing I love, especially as a kid. I would love watching like Ken Burns documentaries, and they do pans across the a still image and stuff, and do jump back and forth between two different images and to make scenes in order to give you something visually to represent what they're talking about. I love that shit. I understand that that's probably not the majority of people's thing, but that's okay. That's fine. The fact that they have an effect named after Ken Burns because he did that shit. I mean, when I'm in my editing software and I choose to use a Ken Burns effect on those images, there's a reason why it's named after him. Yeah. Ken Burns is a person who pioneered that type of documentary. And it's not technically, I mean, they will do some things like some people will actually move, like we'll take an arm and make it move or something. But that's Ken Burns documentaries are essentially you zoom into an image or zoom out or pan across the image and move from one spot to another to give a still the illusion of motion so that it's not, I mean, the original videos that I put up was just a still that like essentially zoomed in or something like that. And that's it. Just one picture. And it didn't take me long to realize that was, I mean, those videos did well, but they were the only ones out there essentially. There wasn't anything else at the time. So, but yeah. So there you have a whole synopsis on why I do the things I do. And it's because I'm a history nut and I love old that I don't know. I do not know if the subscribers get early access to Goth Girl Spit when they drop again the 28th. That's not saying that maybe they might, maybe we may get early access to it by maybe like a day. Because I think that's all we got a day, I think, when it dropped last time. Oh, yeah, I bet you it drops at midnight, which it would probably be midnight Central Time, I think. So it may be midnight Eastern. I don't know for sure, but so checking at midnight, you might want to check it like 10 p.m. your time. So just to be safe, what's the worst that can happen? You go and you look and it's not there. You got to go back and look again. I mean, I'm certain that the moment it goes live, there will be a lot of noise on the internet about it because that shit sold out fast last time. And not that I think that any of the like 5 people that are watching this don't know what Goth Girl Spit is, but I'm going to do it anyway because you know what? I rep the brand because I like it. And so hold on. Oh, it says, okay, so it's got a countdown timer. I hadn't looked at this. So it's 2 days, 16 hours, 27 minutes. So do that. I knew that was going to happen. So what I'm talking about is this right here. That's when the restock's incoming. So you can do that quick math and yeah, you'd have to do it tomorrow. But I'm going to do a thing. So whilst I'm doing the thing, what is the time of the release on this product in I'm going to let Grok do that math for me because I'm lazy. Just feed it the web page and see what happens. Because I don't know what time zone they're releasing it on, but we're fixing to find out. Did you already do that? 9 a.m. your time, right? So it's like noon. Yeah. Noon Eastern, right? Yeah, I think that's right. Time zones mess me up. And you'd think if somebody who travels as often as I do would not have so many problems with doing time zone calculations in their head, but I almost the exact clock time is not. Do the fucking math. The countdown clock. That's I'm gonna beat Grok into submission. Stupid. I can't stop. You know, it's a dog with a bone thing. I just can't. It's probably noon. If I wasn't so lazy, I would have just sat here and counted it up like you did. I'm sure you did. It's like, oh yeah, it's. Well, it's not 3 days. It's 2 days. You stupid. Was it 3 days? No, it's 2 days. It's three. Jeez. It's saying 10:34 a.m. I don't think so. Well, it would be 11 Central. So yeah, it's noon Eastern. I'm done with it. I'm not doing any more. For the love of God. I don't know why I get so fixated on things. I really don't. I'm sure that there are a number of people that wish that they could answer that question too. It is what it is. You know, you asked me that, and I know my wife is watching this right now. I know she's doing it. She lurks. So here's my plan. So I have a number of people that are wanting cases, several cases. And they don't like, they're local here. So obviously they don't want to create accounts and pay for the shipping and do all this, that, and the other, right? They know that there's a free shipping option after a certain point. I'm going to order a lot. A lot is going to be the number I use, or the lack thereof. So it's going to be a lot, because I still have a case and a partial left. I think I should really start keeping an inventory on this stuff, but that's bad. You have 4 left. You have 4 cans. So I drink a whole lot of the tea. Yeah, I drink the tea, the pre-workout, and the cherry lime landmine constantly. I have a bunch of the orange cream, and my son likes it. Yeah, exactly, Ash. My son likes the raspberry. So I usually keep about a case in, because he'll grab one of those on the way out in the morning on work days. But I've had, I don't know how many cans of 3 or 4 cans of Echelon today, different kinds. And if you saw the post on X, I do rep that shit every single day, every day. I know it's appreciated. We got to keep spreading the hashtag We Go Gym. You know what? I need to chastise Aaron, because he doesn't ever tag Echelon in his, we go work Monday, or, morning thing where he posts up his shower Echelon, which I think is funny. I think that's hilarious. He needs to start tagging them. They get them involved, man. I've seen them repost Travis's stuff a few times. So my I don't even know what that's about. Oh, make me happy. Yeah, Man, I don't know that they do any sponsorships. If you get one, you may very well be the very first one. Just saying. I wish they did affiliate codes and stuff. I really do, but they don't. I really I mean, not even affiliate codes. Let me rephrase. I wish that they would give me a shareable discount code. I don't even want to make money off of it. I just want to be able to share a discount code so that they can go, this guy's getting us this much in sales. Because I'll let you in on a little secret, right? The discount code is kind of a trick. It's not, but it is. So with the pricing, the price point they have on their drinks, the point at which they give you free shipping, when you get a discount, when you apply a discount code, so you get 3 cases and you definitely got, it's just right over the edge of the free shipping. You apply a discount code and it'll pull you underneath. Yeah, it's $107. So let's say you have a 10% discount code, right? You're going to lose $10.70 off of that. What's that do? It pushes you under the $100 for free shipping. Then you're going to pay like $20, right? So guess what? You're going to buy another case. So you're getting more product. You're like getting a free case at that point. I love it. I think it's great, but you get more product out the door. It's brilliant, brilliant. And they send out, if you order from them, they're going to send you a discount code. You're going to get at least one. They're going to give you, I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to give away the discount code that they give to people who order from them. That's just not right. Because, I want you guys to order from them in order to get it. But yeah, I'd love to have a discount code that I could just give out to people. I think it would be awesome. I don't even want to make money off of it. I don't. They do have a rewards program. I'm not where I want to be with that. I do want that free shirt. I think I've got the points that I need to get the free shirt, but I don't think it's in stock. I've had one of my reviews shared in one of their marketing emails. I love to write crazy ass unhinged reviews. Not like Amazon level unhinged reviews, but still, I like to do that. And it just makes me happy. I love doing creative crap, and that's fun, especially when I get a response from them on it. One of them was like this. I just read this and it took my breath away, or something like that. And look, I'm not above. I'm not above. I am above sharing the names of people who work behind the scenes. I've been there. I've met folks. I'm not going to be like, hey, this is this person, this is that person. If they want to be public, then that's on them. But knowing the people who are behind the scenes and who's responding to me is fun. There are multiple people who handle their social media and do their X, and it's fun to me to try and guess which one of them I'm talking to. That's my fun part. When I'm talking to somebody and I'm getting responses from them on X, the whole time I'm trying to figure out which one of them it is. Yeah, they do. They have reward points. See? Dude, why? You gotta. So I think the shirt's 2,500, right? I want to say it is, without going and looking it up. But we'll go through. I'm not on my, yeah. Come on. I gotta look for my damn rewards stuff. Come on. It's so hard to figure out. Oh, view rewards. There's a big ass button. My dumb self. So I've only got 2,764, which seems low, but they do roll off. You did realize that too, right? Just in case you didn't know that, they roll off after a year. So I've been doing orders with them over a year, and I'm probably losing them because I'm not using them. So that is an important thing to know. The points roll off after they expire. So keep that in mind. If you have enough points to grab whatever it is that you want, go grab it. Because if you wait and try to rack them up and you don't order enough, you're going to lose them. So, well, I drink a lot. I was actually confronted on that today. My wife was like, "Do you know how much that stuff costs? Do you know how much you're spending on that?" I was like, I tried to justify it, which was really funny. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, but Monster costs this and these cost that and so on and so forth. And she's like, I buy Monsters. I know how much those cost. And I was like, look, I know how much they cost. I like them. I'm going to keep buying them. And she's like, thank you for just being honest. So, yeah, the Echelon, the black tea, I don't even know if they're in stock, and I need to find out about that. But yeah, I'm in the special order force. And you get review points and stuff. I don't even know if I'm getting those. I don't care. I don't write the reviews to get like accolades and stuff. I do it because I think it's funny. But I need to do more of those. Get in there and do a few more reviews. They send me the emails. Yeah, 5,000 points, I think. I think it's 5,000 points. I'm almost certain of it. I could be wrong. Is 1,000 the tier change? Might be. It's kind of on, they don't publish it, or they do. If you look on your phone, you might be able to see what's what. I think that the website on a browser, like on a desktop, it doesn't display the same thing that the browser does if you go look at it on your phone. But just go into your profile and go take a look at it. Yeah, as soon as that shirt goes in stock, I'm getting one because I need to redeem the points. I don't care anything about achieving any tier or anything. I just need to get the shirt before the points roll off. Because I'll tell you, I would really love to be able to keep those things in stock, to be able to provide my pals. Doesn't tell you on your phone. Well, I'm sorry, I misled you. But I'd like to be able to keep my friends in the echelon and produce some addicts and get them going. And I have no problem. There's a few things that I'll do that with. Yeah. So there's a few things that I will do that with. I will do that with echelon, and I will do that with cigars, and maybe bourbon. But most of the bourbon I get from my pal is for my personal use. I've got that Blanton's Gold there. I still haven't even taken it out of the box. There is a bottle of Blanton's Gold in that box that I got a really good deal on from a pal of mine. Chris, I know you're not listening to me, but needless to say, that bottle right there is worth about twice as much as what I paid for it. And I really don't want to open it. I should open it and get a drink out of it. I may do that tonight now that I just poured myself a drink. And it's like, but I don't have a problem with making recommendations on bourbon and things of that nature, but I will help buddies out that are local to me on cigars because I order a lot of cigars. And so I try to help them out with things. It's like, okay, you want to try this? I'm already ordering. I'll throw a 5-pack in or something like that. Actually, I'm the same way. I will give away. I've probably given away more Echelon. I had a couple people that were at the last place where I was at, my last location I was working at all the time. They were actually buying them from me, so they were at least reimbursing me for the ones that they were getting. I don't have that where I'm at right now. The private gym I'm at, I want to start stock. I want to put a machine in. I want to put a machine in and then keep it stocked with Echelon. And I would normally. Yeah, they should. They should. And that's where affiliate codes would come in handy. Now they do have wholesale pricing. So there are places that will, I've seen them post about that. They do wholesale pricing. So there is that. So if you've got some place that wants to stock them and they want to get a good deal on them because they're going to buy a lot of them at like bulk, they do that. So reaching out to them and asking them about it is probably a good idea. So, hey, some people do have stupid money. I'm not one of those people. I do stupid things with my money. Totally different thing. Oh. 69. It's not even a 64. What the hell? Why would you go about? Oh, he's got every year of Impala for the 60s. That's interesting. I've only got one of those. It used to sit in the background when I would do voice chats. Some people who have been in the stream, Billy's seen it, if he's still lurking. So it's been a bit. Oh, I've done many things in my short 5 decades plus on this planet. Dealing with the public is not one of my favorite things in the world. And some people are just really lucky with their business decisions. I have a tendency to be a little bit emotional about things. I keep trying to tell myself not to be. I have made like dumb choices based on an emotional response instead of a just like logical business thing. So it's one of those things. Got to be kind of careful about that. I told my wife this. We were talking about something yesterday and doing some negotiations for some property. I'm not going to go into the details, but this, I don't even know where it came from, but there's this statement, the saying that if you can't walk away from whatever it is you're trying to do, if you can't walk away from it, you're not negotiating. You aren't. You may act like you are, but if you're emotionally invested in whatever it is and you can't walk away from that, whatever that deal is, you're not negotiating. You're not. And it's really bad if the other person knows that you're in a position where you can't walk away from it. So if you ever enter into, and let me preface this with saying I'm not the person to give financial or investment advice, but I will tell you in just dealing with things in general, not necessarily monetarily, but if you go into something and you're emotionally invested in it, whether that's a piece of property or a vehicle or whatever, you need to be aware of it. You need to be aware of the fact that you're emotionally invested in it. I love, and one of the things that's great about today, this day and age, is there's a lot of the ability to do asynchronous transactions or negotiations, which helps take the emotion and the impulsiveness out of it, which is what I have impulse control issues. I know that it's an ADD thing. I know that I have problems controlling my impulses. So I typically will, like, if I'm going, so like the last time I bought my wife a vehicle, I was doing it through text messaging. I contacted the dealership. All the stuff I did was through text, and they would send me something. I would intentionally not answer it until I was able to detach emotionally from it. Because I also have this addictive personality trait where I love to like do stupid gambling things, and I will throw good money after bad, or bad money after, whichever way that saying goes, and keep throwing money at something that's a losing deal. It's a thing. That's why I stay away from pay to win games, all that stuff with the gaming and stuff. If there's a pay to win option, but I'm taking it because I'm too competitive and willing to throw money at something to make it like go away or to fix the issue. That's just how I am. It's a personality flaw. But that being said, I have the self-awareness to know I'm doing it. So it's okay though. Not the end of the world. I've as I get older, I'm starting to get a little bit better about this. And yes, I have flies in here. You'll see them zip past. These things live way too long. And hon, if you're watching, get me a bug assault. Get one. You know you want to have me shooting at flies live on stream. I think that would be fun. It's like I'm just like, you know what? I would probably have my stream taken down by YouTube for that. Even though they're like yellow and red and don't look like real guns, I would bet you YouTube would take me down. I've already had one of my live streams removed for having firearms on the stream. Not making that mistake again. And the bad thing about that is I was actually demonstrating what not to do. But who am I to make? I don't make the rules. They do. I was being really mouthy about not being monetized. It's like, oh, you can't hurt me. I'm not monetized. You can't demonetize me. Don't worry about it. And then then they took my stream down. I was like, oh, yeah, probably shouldn't push that too hard. I mean, it's not like I'm saying the no words and things of that nature. But I came to the realization today, speaking of no words, that my European theater BBs, that totally screwed me up. You said BBs, and I thought that was an abbreviation for something. I was like, what is he saying? What is he saying? Like BBS is what is? That's sad that's immediately where my brain went. It's okay though. It's not the end of the world. About let that go out again. Talking too much. Talking too much on the stream where I'm supposed to talk. I'm going to complain for a second. Why does X not tell you the number of people that are currently watching? They tell you the number of people who have dropped into the stream, but not necessarily how many are still there. Hold on. So yeah, they'll tell you how many views you've had, but not but not how many are currently watching. And my OBS will tell me, so I know how many people are on YouTube right now. I know how many people are on X right now, but not on Kick, but not X. X will not give you the number of people who are currently watching. And what's interesting is Restream can't get that information apparently, because when I get the analytics after I end a stream, I will get an email that tells me how many people were actively chatting, how many people were viewing, how many people were like how many my peak viewership was, all kinds of stuff. But it never includes the number of people who were on X, because they don't give that information up. So I wish they did. I'd love to have that information, but they don't. Where the holy hell is Phil? Phil's not here. Why are you not here, Phil? I'm going to just, I shall summon him, because why not? What the holy shit? I did not do that. Why? I accidentally hit the Travis, your post about the one time missing donut stream, he gets swatted. Somehow or another, I accidentally hit the grok summarization button on your post. And I was like, what the holy hell is this? It just absolutely like got me all messed up there for a minute. I thought it was I thought I'd opened up some sort of live chat with you and we were talking. Yeah. I got ashes all over my shoulder. Probably because I've let my cigar go out again. And this is an Obsidian cigar, and they're not bad, but they do have a tendency to go out pretty easily. And, you know, I talk about this occasionally. Cigars are not like cigarettes. They will go out if you don't actively try to smoke them. So if you put a cigar down and you don't touch it for a little bit, guess what? It's going to go out. That is a pro and a con. It's good in the way that you can actually have multiple smoking sessions. If you've got a cigar that's pretty good size and you can't sit and smoke the whole thing at once, you can actually set it down and it'll go out. If you have a tube of some sort or a way to put it into a humidor and keep it that way, you can keep it indefinitely in some sort of humidor or sealed device of some sort and come back and smoke it again later. I don't suggest like leaving it for days just sitting, because that's dry boxing, and dry boxing will make it brittle, and it's not optimal. However, it does mean that if you aren't actively smoking it, your cigar will go out and you will have to relight it. So that's why I'm constantly having to relight my cigars, is because I set it down on my ashtray over here on my right. It's not for stream. Well, is it anything like the one you sent me Thursday? Hey, what were the results of that? Is it that? Let's see. I will go and look, and it's not for stream. Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that one. Of the voting that happened. All right, so to explain what it is that what I'm looking at. And I know why this happens. So you see, there was a video of a Middle Eastern gentleman with a shotgun, and he holds the shotgun up in the air and he pulls the trigger, and the shotgun just comes apart. It like comes to pieces. 5 minutes left in contest. She was first, and people brought up all their votes, and she got fourth. Oh, I bet that sucks. It really sucks if she was in first and then got eliminated. Oh, I know how that goes. I've had a few of those, not contests like that, but I've had a few of those. But anyway, the reason being that shotgun does that. Have you ever seen the videos of where they make ammunition over there? They just throw powder in them. It's not measured at all. There was a video of them making ammo for like AKs, 7.62 by 39s, and they're just filling the cases to the top and then cramming a bullet in them. Okay, I guess you can do that if you have the right type of powder, but yeah, it's not good. And you put the wrong type of powder in. So shotguns essentially use pistol powder. And I say essentially because in a lot of scenarios, you can use shotgun powder like an 800X or something like that. You can use that in pistol ammo. I've done a little bit of reloading. Needless to say, you can use the same powder for a lot of shotgun loads that you can for pistol loads, but they're not all interchangeable in that way. And so what they probably did is just horribly overloaded, hot charged that ammo, and it came apart on them. It happens. It shouldn't happen, but shotguns, as we all know, have a little bitty brass area where the powder goes, and then the rest is all plastic. If you cram powder in above that brass section, it's not going to end well for you. They have high brass shotgun shells for a reason. So, yeah. Oh, of course. Of course. The guy just like bends over and starts picking up pieces. I'm not going to show it because I can't. If I was just like streaming to Kick and only Kick, or I wasn't streaming to YouTube also, then it wouldn't be a big deal. I can put almost anything up there, and it's no problem. As long as I'm not doing something stupid or illegal, they really don't care. Hell, you don't even get copyright strikes on music, I don't think, on Kick. I don't know how that works, but it does. All right. So while I'm at it, well, first of all, I've been sitting here for a couple hours. I'm going to go take a bio break real quick, and then I will come back and we'll get into some of our regular Saturday shenanigans. I shall return. All right, I'm back. So I need votes. Should I make that more upbeat? Should I change that pause screen, that away screen? I'd love to know. Let me know how you feel about that. Is it too suppressed? Is it too depressing? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like, I've gone back and forth a couple of times about the intro music, and then I was while I was getting ready for the stream, and I turned on the intro, And it gives me the 2 minutes I have of that intro is like, I've got to get things going. Cause the, program I use for chat to like do all the stuff with the chat on the screen and all that shit, it can't operate if there's not an actual stream to hook up to. It has to go out and say, okay, here's these streams, and I'm going to hook up to the chats on them and stuff. If there's not an active chat to grab, it just craps out, and then you have to chase your tail. So I actually wait until I start the stream, and then I open it and then do all the stuff. So I could do it in a minute, but a minute just seems like not really long enough. And I've gotten to the point now it's a thing. And I was listening to it into my ear as I got ready because it plays through my AirPod in my ear. And I was like, you know what? I'm not changing it. I'm going to leave it the way it is because I'm like get emotionally attached to things. But yeah, that pause scene and stuff, I think I need to, at least the animation needs to be redone. Things have advanced, gotten a little bit better. And I think I could come up with a 2 minute, whatever. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. I think that's great. That's probably actually better than my original idea. I think it looks good. Excellent. You should run with that. No, I think it is better than my original idea. Not all the ideas I have are winners. Just saying, I take a shotgun approach to how I do things. That's how many seconds is that? It's 6 seconds. 6 seconds is not very long, but you could do something. Send me a DM with what type of like music you want. Be descriptive. Give me examples, things of that nature. And I will sit and try to come up with something that will fit in a 6 second block that I'll try to give you a couple, 2 or 3 different examples of something so that you can like couple samples. 6 seconds really doesn't cost me anything. Not really in the grand scheme of things. So it's not going to be like I'm going to be out of anything except for a little bit of time. So, come up with an idea of what you think you might want there. And you don't have to be as exact, but give me something to work with and I'll see what I can do. I didn't mean here. You're going to have to give it to me in the DM so I don't forget. When I get ready to do this, I'm going to have someplace I can go back and look, and I'm not going to look here. Come on, man. So, speaking of like 6 second, no, just give me what you want. I don't want to give you what I would think is great there. That's not my job here. But speaking of short drops and whatnot, I think it's time to do the Saturday history bit. People may or may not like it. I don't really give a shit. But anyway, without further ado.
Lame history today.
So that was probably about a 6 second thing. So that's what I'm saying. All right, I'm going to try to get through this without my cigar going out, so I'm going to try to go fast. All right. 1814, English engineer George Stephenson introduced the first steam locomotive, the Blucher. I think I pronounced that correctly. Designed for hauling coal on the Killingworth Wagonway. And so there you go. It was a wagon? I don't know. I may have to look that one up. In 1837, William Cooke and Charles Wheatstone successfully demonstrated the first commercial electric telegraph in London. In 1854, inventor Walter Hunt received the first U.S. patent for a paper shirt collar. So you know the ring around the collar thing that they advertised in the 80s and shit for like it gets right. That's how they dealt with that back in the day. You see those old shirts, they had the button here and the collar, they pop out and all that stuff. They had a paper collar that they would attach there, and you just threw it away. Let's see. With the names. Anyway, 1871, Wilhelm Schneider of Davenport, Iowa. Doesn't sound like an Iowan. Patented a modern carousel, like a merry-go-round. The spinning ride, blah, blah, blah. Neat. In 1909, French aviator, oh my God, Louis Blériot, I don't know if that's correct, made the first flight across the English Channel in a heavier-than-air machine. It was an aircraft, not a dirigible. And I knew the name of that. Flying from Calais to Dover in 37 minutes. In 1946, the U.S. conducted the first underwater nuclear test at Bikini Atoll. Fun fact, Bikini Bottom. That's where that is. All of the SpongeBob characters are all the result of nuclear testing. There's a good one for you. Yeah, they nuked Bikini Bottom. That's right. Let's see. In 1965, Bob Dylan went electric at the Newport Folk Festival, plugging in and performing a rock set that shocked folk purists. Of course it did. That's no. In 1976, NASA's Viking 1 spacecraft took the famous Face on Mars photo. That's been going around. I didn't realize that was an anniversary thing. And it's been going on I saw it on X earlier today. I didn't realize that was today. Today was the anniversary of that. Yeah, cool. 1978, Louise Joy Brown, the first test tube baby, was born in England via in vitro fertilization. Hey man, go have a fun time. Damn you. Anyway, in 1984, Soviet cosmonaut Svetlana, I'm not even pronouncing that last name, became the first woman to perform a spacewalk outside in this, that's what is Salyut? I could be wrong. I don't do Russian. Spending 3 hours, 35 minutes testing tools. Today is also National Carousel Day. Wonder why. Culinarians Day. Aaron. Threading the Needle Day. National Hot Fudge Sundae Day. National Wine and Cheese Day. Day of the Cowboy. And National Hire a Veteran Day. Interesting stuff. So that was our today's lame history. Some of it was lame. Some of it wasn't. The way I performed it probably was. Either way, that's my Saturday thing. I'm not doing the current events thing anymore because I am constantly disappointed in the links. It's just depressing. The crap that it would give me that I would try to share, and it was just unnecessarily hard. So there's that. Let's see, Aaron, I see that you're not here, but yet you're liking my post, you dirty rat. Let's see if there's anything in the good in the bookmarks. Yes, I have a few good videos to go over. Hold on, I've got to. All right. This one I'm going to play the sound for. Gotta get a little zoomed in here. I love the ever since I did the bee video on Thursday, I'm starting to get a lot of wasp and bee content. The bee content, yes, it's a wonderful thing. But anyway, I'll just let the video speak for itself. So,
Wait,
homeboy,
I want to hear him scream. Okay, he's gonna get stoned.
he's going up there. I think he's going to hit a wasp nest, and you can see him. There's a
Don't do it yet. Let me record. I got
Is
it,
that bees? That's bees. You're an idiot. Leave the bees alone. There's a beehive there. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, the swatting thing. That's stupid. Oh, and they all got the windows down. Oh, the doors are open. Yelling. Close the door. They're so screwed. Stupid. Oh, the screaming. You know what's funny is the guy was like, keep it down. I want to hear him scream. And then the guy in the car was the one doing all the screaming. Look, man, I'm good. There aren't that many bees in the world as it is. If you see a swarm of bees, just try to find a beekeeper or somebody to come and take them off. They'll get the queen. They'll get the bees into a little box or something and take them off and put them in a hive someplace. Don't go and whack the damn thing with a stick. Jeez. I didn't realize it was bees when I first watched it. I thought for sure it was a wasp nest. I didn't spend a lot of time paying a lot of attention to it. Why do I keep, I know why I keep hitting that. I keep trying to, yeah, that was dumb. That was really dumb. I like bees. My wife doesn't, but I like them. And if I had a swarm of bees in my yard, guess what I would do? I'd leave them the hell alone. Not on a building. If they're swarming like that, they're probably going to move on. People don't realize that when a new queen, and I could be completely wrong about this, if there's some beekeeper or somebody that's a bee expert comes into the comments and bitches, I'm so sorry. Let me preface what I'm saying, that I'm an absolute layperson when it comes to bees. But I do know that they will swarm when a new hive is being established. A new queen goes out. There's bees that will follow her, or they're moving from one hive to another, and that's what they do. You see this giant clump of bees on something, a tree, whatever. There's a queen in there that entire hive is following, and if you leave them alone, most times they're going to move on, and you'll come out the next day and they're gone because they're going to look for a new home, and just hanging out on the side of a tree isn't a new home. So. Anyway, moving on. I've pontificated on the bee thing quite enough. So anybody who's spent any time talking to me knows that I spend, I'm not an arborist, but I do spend a little bit of time working with chainsaws. Let me see if this, oh yeah, this has got sound. Okay. I don't think that there's any naughty words in this, but that's okay. I'm gonna play it anyway. And I don't have a whole lot of these. I think, as a matter of fact, this is the last video I've got to go over. I don't have a whole bunch queued up. I spend a lot of time going through X and stuff, and I'll bookmark things to go over later. I've only had since Thursday, so whatever. But I have spent some time. This guy does have the appropriate tools. But he had a slight issue. He's up trimming a tree, and so this happens. Yeah, so he's got a line. He dropped his chainsaw. It's running. He's got a line that's wrapped around that. Oh, and he almost jacked up his hand right there. Luckily, it's not. And he's going to cut that loose. Yeah. Now he's got another tie-off point, which tripped me out at first. I thought he didn't, but that was just probably one of his safety lines or something. And he almost messed up right there. And it was just a minor oversight. I don't think that he was planning on that doing that. He may not be a professional. I did not see a face cut on that. I could be wrong. Let me go back and scroll. Come on. Oh, there is a face cut. So you can see he had a face cut here. but it wasn't quite deep enough, and the log just split because it was dead. That's one of those things. It's like, you gotta be careful. Gotta be careful when you're working with the chainsaws. It's not just the chainsaw that can get you. The tree will get you too. I'm wanting to say the term for that is a barber chair. That's not technically true. It usually, when a barber chair's, it'll split and then kick back. You got to watch out for those too. Just realized also I'm exceedingly hungry. I haven't eaten since lunch. But yeah, that could have been bad. So I typically will take, come on, mouse. I typically will take these, make stream shorts out of them and whatnot. Eh. Phil responded. It's like, I'm streaming and you're not here. That's what, my guy. It's not impossible, but it is exceedingly less interesting if I don't have people in the chat to talk to, because, well, it's boring. There's only so much I can talk about. You know, I'm still trying to find my way in this thing. Not 100% sure which way I'm going to go with it. Don't want to be all political and stuff. I want to try and stay away from that. There's too many people that just get on and just vomit politics on the internet. I like the history thing because I find out things that I didn't know. You know, it's fun. It's fun for me. Maybe not for you guys. There's a lot of people that'll get on and they'll, if they're just doing it on X, they'll do things like play music and just have, you know, like a little jam session. I'm not going to do that because, you know, I'm streaming to YouTube. But what I think I may end up doing is there are occasions when I may actually decide to do some spaces. I've tried it once. That's an X only kind of a deal. I don't know that Kick has the same functionality. I haven't really looked into it, but so I don't know. There's always opportunities, and when I get done with this stream, I may very well in public. Well, you know what, Phil? That's okay. I don't exactly know what he meant by what his response was, but it essentially means he's in public, and I guess people don't know who he is yet. I don't know. You know what? I'm done with you. Done with you, you dirty bastard. Let's see. Oh, let's see. See what the kid's doing. Never know. Never know what's going on in the world. Good Lord. I can't type today. It's just one of those things. See? No, I'm never satisfied. I'm glad you're here, though. Trying to decide which one of these cigar. Okay. I'll let you decide. So should I go with the Drew Estates Undercrown, the Nika Rustica, or the Gurkha Black Ops? Which one of these fine cigars should I smoke next? Because I'm okay with any of the three. I'll let you decide. I will say that the Black Ops is going to be slight, short, little. I mean, you can see in the grand scheme of things, the Gurkha is significantly shorter. Story of my life, but short Gurkhas. Who's a no heavens to Betsy. I don't do those things. I shall incinerate them all one by one. Let's see. Let's go for the Undercrown, shall we? Yes. I think the Undercrown is, I mean, had an obsidian. The sound effects of you get your ASMR. How's my Saturday going? Saturday has been going swimmingly. Had two grandsons over at the house today. My daughter brought them over. And I chased small children for a part of the day. And by chased, I mean mostly told them to cut it out. But yeah, mostly good. The weather was crappy. It's hotter than shit. The humidity day. It rained yesterday. I got the lawn mowed. I was so happy I got the lawn mowed, and it rained. And now it's all muggy. It was beautiful yesterday and the day before. I mean, absolutely great. The humidity was low. It was like 80 degrees out, 75 the day before, and it was absolutely stunningly beautiful. And I was at work. Made me so sad. I did get out of the workplace a little early yesterday, and I was able to get the lawn mowed. Watched the wife. Hey, you know what? It's swampy as a thing, but my wife wanted to learn how to run the zero turn. And she's like, I want to learn how to run that. I want to learn how to drive it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. Because anybody who has never run a zero turn lawnmower, they get all up in their brain about it. They get up and they're like, they get too cerebral, and then they get confused and get backwards. And I was like, no, just think about it like this. If you want the right wheel to go forward, you push right on the right lever forward. If you want the left wheel to go forward, you push the left, and you want to turn to the left, you just stop pushing the left one. It's one of those things you get to a point where you just don't think about it, and explaining to somebody how to operate a zero turn mower is it's a thing. And watching her try to operate that yesterday, I was like, I actually had to stop her. I was like, I hadn't mowed yet. It's like, I'm not gonna have any gas left in the mower if I let you do this. Get off of that thing and let me mow this yard. Do you see my new addition? Look what I got. I printed that. I feel very pleased in my 3D printer skills, because it's not my skill. It was amusing, but not as amusing as I had hoped for, because she actually listened to me and didn't go ham on it. And that's when it becomes fun, is when somebody just like decides they want to go forward with both levers and then backwards with both levers, and they do wheelies and all that. You get to see all kinds of interesting things on the internet. She didn't do that. She actually listened and was being really slow and trying to learn, and it turned out okay. It turned out all right. I want to spend a little bit more time letting her just. The best way to learn is just get out in the middle of the yard, just try to learn how to do things. It's how I've learned how to do everything in my life, is just try to do it. And I'm not anywhere near as slow and methodical as she is. I do everything at 900 miles an hour because I'm impatient. And so me learning how to operate that thing, and I had never run a zero turn mower before that time. Oh no. With upright headstones or just flat ones, because that makes a huge difference. But I can't imagine trying to learn how to operate a zero turn in a cemetery with upright headstones. They started out yeah. How many did you knock over? I can't believe they didn't take you off of it. Did they just take, no, stop it. You don't get to do this anymore. My father, who reminded me of a story all of a sudden. My father, one of his very first jobs as a young man, as a teenager, before he went into the Navy, he was a grave digger. And that's good. But he was a grave digger, and they were working, and it had gotten dark because they were, you have to dig a grave, and then they set everything up and do the funeral service later. You have to have it prepped. You don't dig it right then. So they know that they're going to have a funeral that they're prepping for, and they're going to dig the grave and then do all the stuff. And it was late. It was getting late, and it was foggy, and he was out. He was doing something and walking across. I don't know why he was walking along, but he couldn't see that there was an open grave, and he fell in it, and he was alone. My dad is like me. He's vertically challenged. Graves are 6 feet deep, and if you're a 5 foot 8, 9 inch human being with no ability to jump, and you fall into a 6 foot hole, guess where you're going to stay until somebody comes along to help you? It makes me giggle every time I think of my dad as a young man. He's just like yelling, hey. And I don't know if he had anybody to yell to, but in my mind, he's yelling, trying to get somebody to come help him out of the damn hole he can't climb out of. Oh, and great. It's not like it's like the ground is like soft at the top, at the edge. So when you go and you try to grab hold of that, it's just going to crumble and fall back in the hole with you. I would pay money to be able to go back and just watch that. That may have been what drove him into the Navy. It's like, screw this. I'm not doing this gravedigger crap. Down in a hole. Absolutely. There's a Alice in Chains song about that, right? Isn't that correct? Oh. Yep. Thought so. I've never fallen in a hole. I've dug a few for myself, not literally. Figuratively speaking. Oh, so let's see. You done anything new and exciting lately? You working tomorrow, Mr. Chef? I was I was talking about, doing the lame history thing today. And today is Culinarians Day and also National Wine and Cheese Day. Were you aware of that, sir? Being the chef that you are. I love the big gaps, dead air of me. You were not. Well, see, now you've learned something. I've taught somebody something. Why is the bourbon always gone? Sheesh. You know, I'm in dire need of ice. I shall return. And I'm not going to leave the chair behind. You know what? I think I will. I'll leave the chair behind. So nobody like does all hail chair like they do on HLC stream. But I will at least mute my microphone. So I shall return. Got to remember my mic was muted. So I need to cover this because I love this chair with all my heart. And so I've come to the realization that I could, I'm not a fan of Windows. Not a fan. And I've made that abundantly clear on several occasions. I think for multimedia, there is, or any kind of media, multimedia is just a stupid generic term, but any kind of media, Mac is much better. If you're not going to do anything else with it and you're not a Mac user, let's just say that. I preface this with people who are Mac people, Apple people, if you will, people of the fruit, will be able to operate essentially mostly anything they need to. But I will say that for like media and things, Mac's pretty sporty. I'm not telling you to go buy an Apple product. I am saying that I use them and I'm very happy with them. Now, strangely enough, there's more applications for Windows in the streaming world than there are for Mac. Well, not really. There's OBS for Mac. I'm operating it right now. Using it right now. It is a little bit different. It has but Mac Mini is pretty good. You're going to spend as much on a Mac Mini as you will a pretty decent laptop. It's essentially a beefy laptop that you hook a monitor and a keyboard and stuff to. Without the ability to move it around. And I recently acquired a Mac Studio for doing this. I had a Mac Mini that I bought when the company I was running was operating out of this building. And that Mac Mini was an Intel machine, didn't have a lot of memory, And so every time I wanted to do a stream, I had to reboot the thing. That quickly became a problem that I needed to solve. Yeah, now I understand not everybody can afford whatever. You know what? You do what you can with what you have. Donut recently changed computers because he was having all kinds of issues with his machine that he was streaming from. And strangely enough, the same problem I had with Kick, he ended up having. And my wife was saying that Donut was live and it kept going off. His Kick stream kept dying. And she's a pretty heavy Kick user. And so I actually popped in there. I was like, oh, I know what the problem is. It's like you're pumping too much data to Kick. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, in safe mode. Well, you need to get rid of the bloatware, dude. That if it runs great in safe mode, then it's not a hardware issue. You need to do something about your operating system and whatnot. So that tells me you don't need a new machine. You just need to do something with the machine you have. I've spent a significant amount of my lifetime dealing with PCs and all that stuff. And if it runs great, well, so when's the last time it had an operating system reinstall on it? So the problem with Windows is the longer you go with your operating system install, the worse it gets. It's just a part of being a Windows user. Eventually, you're probably gonna. 2 days ago, well, I don't know what the hell's going on then. So when you boot into it, try this. When you boot your operating system, hold down the Shift key as it's doing its thing, and then sign into it and see how it operates. If it operates better, then you've got some devices and drivers or something along those lines that's a problem. That's the thing that I don't like about PC. The main thing I don't like about PC is the fact that the hardware is, and the software that the drivers that run that hardware are not controlled by the operating system manufacturer. That's the reason why I like Apple products, is because it's a closed system. All of the stuff, all the hardware, all the operating system, all that stuff is all done by Apple, which means you're less likely to have problems with drivers and stuff of that nature. Most everything that you're going to add to one of these is going to be something that's a plug and play. It's going to be a USB or something along those lines. So start with the Shift. Nothing's going to probably work, but you can judge how the operation works, or how the machine itself works, and see from there. Then you just go through and you start disabling things one at a time until you find the thing that's causing the problem. You've got a piece of hardware or software, or it's probably not a piece of hardware. It's probably a piece of software, a driver or something that's running in the background that's causing your machine to go dog slow. It's just, and that's just, like me spitballing it. So there you have that. My advice is free and worth every cent. Being as it may, you need to figure out what it is. No, it's a software problem, but you can't. It's not necessarily removing things. It's you've got to figure out what particular thing is the problem, and then replace or upgrade that. And if it's a software issue, like, let's see, So it's a laptop, isn't it? Yeah. Have you tried turning off the indexing? So I found that there are, like, if you go when you've got your operating system running and you like Command Shift Escape, it's a desktop. Okay, good. Command Shift Escape, bring up the task manager and all that stuff. You can usually see what's hogging your resources. So you'll have. Do you have a spinning disk in your PC? We're live diagnosing some stuff here. This is something I don't do very often, and the lag in YouTube is gonna make this fun. But do you have a spinning disk like the old style hard drive in yours? SSD. Okay, well there's that. So it's not that. Are you on that machine now? This is going to be horribly dull to 99% of the people, but I don't have anything better to do, so might as well. No, yes, you killed it, didn't you? Okay. Well, we're not going to do this then. Queen Anne's Revenge. Why? So I asked my son if he was bored and if he wanted to hop on the stream and give me a topic. And he just sends back a text, Queen Anne's Revenge. Why? Why are you like this? Oh, I can't. Yes, that's why. That's why he's my kid and he's like this because of genetics and being around me. Yeah, something along those lines. And of course, immediately, what do? I immediately start going, it's like, okay, let's do this. So for those of you, 2 or 3 people that are actually listening aside from Aaron, if you don't know, Queen Anne's Revenge was the flagship of a certain pirate named Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard. It was originally a French ship named La Concorde, and that's my best French accent. You're not going to get anything better than it. Built in 1710, served as a French privateer and later as a slave ship, which is one of those back and forth things about Blackbeard, because there's people who like to think that Blackbeard wanted to not be a slaver or not operate a slave ship, but then again, he kind of delivered at least one shipment of slaves. It was captured by Blackbeard and his crew on November 28th of 1717 near the island of Martinique in the West Indies. So there you go. Blackbeard took the ship, sold its cargo of enslaved people, and then converted it into his flagship. So he did sell the cargo of the slave ship. So said that he renamed it, likely in a reference to Queen Anne, who was the last Stuart monarch of Great Britain. The Stuarts were the Scottish nobility. The whole Jacobite thing with James Stewart and all that stuff, that whole thing. We shan't chase that squirrel. He heavily armed it, increasing its firepower to roughly 40 cannons, but it could have been like 30. It was around 200 tons, fully encumbered. Was 103 feet long, 26 or 24.6 feet across at the widest point. Was a fully rigged tall ship. Crew was around 200 to 300 men. He used it 7 months in the Caribbean and along the North American coast, and apparently was used in the blockade of Charleston, South Carolina in 1718, during which Blackbeard took hostages and demanded a ransom of medicine, probably because a whole bunch of people on his ship were sick. Disease ran rampant in those days. In 1718, around June 10th, while attempting to enter Topsail Inlet, now Beaufort Inlet in North Carolina, it ran aground on a sandbar. A smaller accompanying sloop, the Adventure, also grounded nearby. While trying to help, Blackbeard transferred his valuables and a select group of men to a smaller vessel and abandoned the rest of the crew. Some were later rescued. And it said that Blackbeard, people believe, may have deliberately grounded the ship as a way to downsize his crew and consolidate loot before temporarily attempting a royal pardon. That's interesting. The wreck was discovered in 1996 in November by a private firm, and it was about 28 feet of water, roughly a mile offshore near Beaufort, somewhere near Fort Macon State Park in North Carolina. It was confirmed the Queen Anne's Revenge through a combination of historical research, artifact evidence, including cannons and blah, blah, blah. The site was added to the U.S. National Register of Historic Places in 2004. State of North Carolina owns the wreck. Ongoing archaeological work is managed by the state of North Carolina. And they've discovered hundreds of thousands of artifacts, including cannons, anchors, navigational instruments, medicinal or medical tools, weapons, personal items, and everyday objects. They continue excavation. The Queen Anne's Revenge is one of the most significant pirate shipwrecks ever found. Provides rare physical evidence. Blah, 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 blah. So that's interesting. Thank you, good sir, for your topic of discussion. I've now shitfuck. Yes, that's right. It's a shitfuck, not a shipwreck. I coin phrases at will. Fuck me, I don't know. I know he was hung. You know, the series Black Sails has Ray Park. That's the wrong guy. Oh fuck, what the hell's his name? Ray something. Stevens? No. John Lafayette in Louisiana. Where's Billy? Billy, where you at? Oh, you are Billy. Fuck. But so anyway, your friends may offend Jean Lafayette. I got confused. Who the hell was talking? Jean Lafayette ship in Louisiana Bayou. That would be cool. Love me some history. Bonaparte, what? I don't want to switch to Napoleon. Although I was thinking about Napoleon earlier today for some unknown reason. I don't know why. Which is really weird. You ever get just like straight up oddball, off the cuff, kind of just like weird thought pops in your head and you can't let go of it? And I was thinking about Napoleon, and his last words, his dying words, I think, were Army and Josephine. I know why it was. So I was talking about there was a X post I had made about how, you know, people these days think that we are far, or that people in the past were far more civilized than we are now, especially in like Europeans and stuff. Wolfgang, he wasn't hung. He died after being shot 5 times, slashed with swords at least 20 times through a hand-to-hand battle against. So I must have been thinking of Ray Stevenson. Thank you. I couldn't come up with it. Man, that guy was a great actor. So who was it I'm thinking that was hung? I mean, there were a lot of pirates hung. Fuck. Anyway, so Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Everybody knows who Mozart was. There are at least like 39 letters between Mozart, his parents, and various and sundry other friends and individuals where he would often sign off on his letter with the phrase, shit your bed and make it full. And his mom used this. Scatological, I think I pronounced that correctly, humor, toilet humor, was a big thing in those days. And it was not uncommon for people to make jokes as part of their, like everyday conversation. But people thinking that folks were more civilized than they are now don't know anything about history. They don't understand that the dark, depraved, disgusting humor that many of us have, not maybe most of us, but many of us have in our private lives amongst our friends and family is the same as it always has been and probably always will be. People were not more civilized. They were not less sexually promiscuous than they are now in the past. Human beings are human and therefore will always be able to be counted upon as being like we are now. They just probably hid it a lot better than we do. We're a little bit more open about how weird we are, but there was a the Chevalier, shit, I can't fucking pronounce it. Chevalier, I think that's the way that's pronounced. I may be wrong. In French court, who was a man who dressed in women's clothes and could apparently pass as female, was a spy and an operator in the French court amongst people, and was, I think, ordered by the king to only appear in female dress at some point. There's a Ben Franklin show that shows him. Oh man, I've lost his name. Hold on. I shall retrieve it. The internet memory shall help me. I can't type. We'll see. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Grok shan't fail me. Chevalier d'Eon. D'Eon? I can't. I'm not French, and I don't speak French, so I'm not going to even pretend. The Franklin miniseries did. Let's see. Franklin miniseries was on Apple TV in 2024. Why have I lost the name of the actor who played Ben Franklin? Oh, God, his dad was Spartacus. Why can't I think of his name? Why? Oh. Come on. Help me out, guys. Michael Douglas. Thank you. Kirk Douglas was, yes, Michael Douglas played Ben Franklin in that series. And so they actually touched upon the Chevalier, which is Chevalier is like Cavalier in French. It's more of a title than a name, really. And he was in Assassin's Creed, apparently, in the game's database, and it was referenced in the setting of late 18th century Paris. But interestingly enough, that kind of stuff existed. It's always this kind of stuff is nothing's new under the sun. That's the whole point I was trying to make, is that these things have occurred, and holy crap, this guy's whole name, Charles Genevieve Louis Auguste d'André Timothy Dion. I added an extra DA. De Beaumont was a French diplomat, soldier, spy, and fencer, famous for living publicly as a both man and woman at different points in life. This stuff happened, and it was in the 18th century, 1760s, 1770s, so on and so forth. In 1877, Dion began living permanently as a woman and continued to do so for the remaining decades of life in England, who later died in 1810, confirmed as male in anatomically. So there you go. Oh, you're on the laptop now. Look at you go. Is this the offending device? So see, Alex, what you have done to me. You've led me down this rabbit hole. I started off with the Queen's Anne Revenge, and now I'm currently talking about a crossdresser, an 18th century crossdresser. This is where you headed me to. It's your fault. It's all your fault. Well, so this is an established device that doesn't offend. So where are we going next? Where are we going? Yes. Well, who doesn't? Who doesn't always make it to gay? I didn't say he was gay. I said he lived as a woman publicly. It's not, that doesn't mean gay. Deletes what? So it appears on the stream on the screen. I think Automod deletes it, but the social stream app grabs it before it gets deleted. So it still shows up on the screen, unless there was another comment. It's actually a pretty interesting character in history. Older machine that doesn't have the horsepower for streaming. I understand. So what's the next topic? What are we talking about next? Huh? Give me something else. Are you gonna maintain your what even brought up Queen Anne's Revenge? What gave you that as a topic of discussion? Oh, well, we've all been there, Aaron. As an added bonus, you should really consider using an agent or a application like social. Well, there you go. You should use something like I do with the social stream. Why I cannot talk, but it consolidates all of your comments into one stream. You can speak back and whatever. You don't have to show it on the screen if you don't want to, but it does consolidate everything, and it would help you tremendously with the fact that you never see the X comments. So, two things. One, I need to set. No, I don't use the OBS plugin for that. I don't. I actually close. No, you are. A $2 million 53-foot custom dive boat. You know, Billy, I'm not telling you how to live your life, but were I you, I would document that shit, because there seems to be some sort of interest in that. I mean, you saw how everyone received the pictures of the boat that you already built, or that you just finished. So, I mean, I keep trying to tell people, like, I've got a buddy of mine who does machining. I was like, he's talking about wanting to figure out what he's going to do for his retirement. I was like, you need to produce content. People will just watch machining videos. So you should definitely think about doing that. And yeah, I thought about StreamYard also. I'm kind of, I've talked about this earlier. I'm kind of not necessarily married to Restream, but I don't think I'm going to quit using it until I get closer to the time where my subscription renews. I don't want to just dump it in the middle of the subscription and cancel it, because the way that works is they'll just, okay, I'm sorry, it'll stop when your subscription runs out. They're not going to give you your money back. So I'm probably going to wait until later on, when I get a little bit closer to the end of my subscription, and then maybe switch. I'm not 100% sure. I do know that JD Delay has a pretty good success rate with it, but he also, as far as I know, only no, I'm not Restream. Yeah, I'm not upgrading mine. I stream to 3 places, and if I wanted to go to a 4th, I would have to upgrade my my subscription, and I'm not doing it. I've also, from the research I got, have found that the lag that I experience, or that you guys experience, from the time it takes for me to say something and you type something in the chat and for it to get back, that is 100%. Oh, I see. Well, so you should definitely look at a don't pay for. I will tell you that, don't pay for Restream to get another spot. Definitely give a lot of research to that. Weigh your options before. My problem is I used Restream because you were using Restream. It's all your fault. But I chose that because it's the only thing I knew about, and Restream actually doesn't, like, the way that they don't have a good interface for doing things themselves, and so it's not so much that StreamYard has their own. Yeah, I wouldn't do that anymore. I would kick the Zoom and Streamlabs. Streamlabs, is that right? I've lost it. Where was that at? Yeah, I think it's StreamYard. Okay. I wanted to say it was Streamlabs, but that may be the name of the company. Anyway, they have an application. Yes, StreamYard. They have an application, Windows and Mac also, that they do, that it does all the all of it's done right in there. There's no plugins, no nothing, as far as I know. Everything's native in the application itself, which is why I'm considering it. They have all kinds of things built in for, like, one of the things that I do with the social stream is I can actually click this and do that. Now, what did I did a lot of work to make that work the way it does. So it is what it is. StreamYard already does that stuff out of the box. You don't have to do anything. And I think they have really good overlays to make everything look great and professional and everything. You can do that with OBS. There are overlays you can buy from like Elgato for OBS. It's a gigantic pain in the butt to make this work. I'm all the time having technical issues with this stuff. It's very complicated. It's like a Rube Goldberg device to make all this stuff function the way it does. It's apps upon apps and plugins, and it's unnecessarily complicated and cumbersome. I'll just say that. And so take that with the grain of salt that it deserves, several as a matter of fact, and do with it what you will. But I did get the sound. I got that working. So fun times. So what are we on to next? What shall we do? I have nothing better to do than to sit here and talk nonsense to the internet. I hate that I have that to say, but it is what it is. I could always grab up the skull from behind me and do the whole, alas, poor York from Hamlet. I don't know enough of that to actually do it. I wish I did. What else? What else shall we? I did have to silence someone on my Kick stream or my Kick chat. That was fun. You want to come in and spam my shit with some garbage. I haven't had that happen in a bit. Man, I'm watching. I just happened to skip fuck me. Okay. Hop over to the Kick page, and I'm looking at some of these, but it's like some of these people. I mean, hell, Predator Posters has almost 900 people watching right now. Oh, but I don't do anything nearly as interesting as that. King Pix has, how many does he have now? How many? I thought he had more followers on there. He's only got 298 followers on Kick. I thought that was more than that. Donut has 23,000. Interesting. I got to make sure that I don't accidentally click on a live stream. All right, Alex, what's our next topic? Unless Aaron comes up with one. We got lurkers who are not saying a damn thing. You have to watch out for those. I've already done all of my reaction videos, the whole, like 2 of them. Covered our history. What else? What else can we possibly accomplish? I talked about the forced valor. And I should. Oh, Phil's happy. It's fine, Aaron. Aaron, it's okay. Oh, sorry. I'm being an idiot on X, as I often do. All right. I will be right back. Hold on. I just came to the realization, you know what? It would be interesting is to put my chat, to make the chat available when I'm doing that. I don't know. I gotta recover the chair. The thing is it's really easy for me to click over to the away scene and not have to worry about muting my mic because there's no mic input on that. So I have to go relieve myself. I don't have to worry about anybody hearing anything. So Aaron, I think that you need to get your technical issues figured out so that we can do a collab, another collab, because you know what? That's way more interesting to me than sitting here talking to nothing. I've actually also Thursday I brought up to Alex that he could join in and take part in my live streams because, as my progeny, he is an interesting individual, I think, personally. I've raised him well. And he shenanigans probably better than I do. But yes. So, oh, he brought up Bonaparte. I don't want to talk about Napoleon. I really don't. He was a sick, twisted bastard, but I don't want to. I'm going to resist. I'm going to resist. But yeah, he is quite entertaining. I've taken him on a couple of trips to Las Vegas to SHOT Show, and he's fun to be around. I've raised him well. He's been a traveling companion and confidant since he was about, yes, registry. There you go. That's where the problem is, usually. But I've been taking that kid around since he was about 4 years old, just hauling him everywhere I went. Fun stuff. He's a lot more interesting now than he was when he was 4. Fun fact. This child could well, not physically, but he knew how to field strip a 1911 at like 4 years old. He had problems with the recoil spring, getting the bushing to. He just didn't have the physical strength to do it. He was a little kid, but the rest of it he knew. I've trusted him about around guns more than most adults from the time he was very, very young. And I think I've told this story before, but I used to do a lot of like oddball often. Yes. Oh, that'll do it to you. He never did that. But One time I had a guy bring over a bunch of guns for cleaning, just out of the. He was a family friend, and he's like, "Hey, do you do work? I'll pay you whatever to clean all the guns." And he comes over here with it like at least a dozen long guns, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry." Famous words. It's like, "Don't worry, they're all unloaded." My son proceeds to go through and start clearing them, and he's like, "This one's got ammo in it. It's not clear." And that guy looked like an ass. But yeah, this kid would, if I happened to leave a handgun or something sitting someplace, he'd clear it and then come tell me. It's like, "Hey man, it's a gun over here." But yeah, it's why I'm trying to hand off things to him, because he's been around. It's one of those things is I can pontificate on this subject touch. My views on children and firearms. I don't think there's anything about my stance on this that are yeah, he's on it. My stance on this is not well, it shouldn't be controversial, but oftentimes it will be. But I'm one of those people who thinks that you alleviate the issues with children and firearms and accidents and things of that sort by removing the mystery. A lot of people handle children and firearms. They make it taboo. You don't touch this. This is dangerous. This will hurt you. A firearm is a tool like any other. And you teach a kid how to operate a stove or a knife or anything that they can hurt themselves on. You want to educate them. And you're right, education goes a long way in prevention. But I think eliminating the mystery and the taboo nature of firearms is a way that you alleviate that. And one of those things is like, there was never a time where we had BB guns and stuff, but my kids were all shooting immediately with real firearms. We start with like one round, and it's very, very measured and everything, and you kind of work up from there. But anytime my kids wanted to go shooting, we went. Anytime my kids wanted to, it's like, "Hey, I want to look at X, Y, or Z gun," that we got it, and we went and looked at it. There was no, you have to sneak around behind my back. Anytime you want to do things with firearms, that's the way. That's the way we handled it. Yes, it is a little bit more difficult where you are, but not impossible. But that's my thoughts on it. I'm not saying that a person with children in their house, let me give you this. Not everybody has the same experience in kids around their household that I do. I'm not saying to leave your firearms uncontrolled. It's probably not a smart plan. At least be cognizant of the fact that kids are curious and they're going to do things regardless of what education you give them. Yeah, I understand that too. Luckily, I live in a place where you can go shooting in a matter of moments. I mean, honestly, if I really wanted to, I could shoot in my own backyard. I don't. Because I think it's a little bit uncouth to do so. I've had neighbors that have done that. It pisses me off. Mostly because my dogs don't like the sound of gunfire. One of them is specifically Sophie, the one that's been on the stream before, is horrifically gun shy. Mostly probably because we took her to a trap shooting event. I used to be a trap shooting coach for the school team here locally for like a decade. And we took her to a practice early on, and she just doesn't like loud noises. It doesn't matter what it is. So it's a good thing she's not a hunting dog. But yeah, it's just every kid's different. You got to know your kids. Yeah, it's you got to know your dogs too. So we've got, what is this, June? Got 5 days. I'm going to launch another giveaway. Well, cats don't care about much of anything. I mean, really. Your cat probably doesn't care about you, to be honest, other than make sure that you feed it. I mean, had a cat for a number of years in our house, and she didn't give two shits about any of us other than, when she decided to. But yeah, yeah, of course. You know what? It's interesting. Animals like pick their person. Dogs are like that too. Depending on which dog, it's like whether or not my wife or I are the favorite. Alex is Sophie's favorite by far. I don't know why. It's a kid thing. But that dog follows my wife around like she's her shadow. And I think she loves the fact that that dog likes her probably more than me. But she feeds that dog, both of them, every day. Spends all day with them every day. Gives them treats and all that stuff. So, I mean, if I was a dog, I think I'd probably be that way too. I have to be very careful. I know she's very likely listening. She's a lurker. A lurker. Hey, Aaron, this is I was talking about the things that that Alex was helping me with. I can
Bruh.
I can't hear that because I know it's happening. I can watch my microphone. But the interesting thing is, like, we have voice changing things. Yes. Yeah, I know. Occasionally mine will drop in, but she likes to listen and then make notes of things that I've said and then hold me to them. And I don't like that accountability crap. That's just not right. I make a statement and then you hold me to it. What are we doing here? So all of us have watched, all of us that matter have watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And this voice changer thing that I've got is very, very fun. I like messing with it. I got to do more of this stuff.
So now I have this really deep voice. And I can do things like, oh yeah.
I gotta cut that out. So I can't also listen to sounds like you. I cannot listen to myself and do that. It messes me up. I turn on the monitor function so I make sure it's working before I make an ass of myself. I had the other night, I was on stream and I had this thing that was supposed to make me sound like Morgan Freeman, and I hit the button for it and didn't realize in the background it wasn't working. And I'm over here and it's like, this is supposed to sound like Morgan Freeman, and everybody's like, it doesn't. And come to find out that the voice that I'd picked in the application was no longer available. And I'm over here like, this is supposed to sound like Morgan Freeman, and I don't have Morgan Freeman's accent, but, and they're like, the chat was like, it doesn't. And come to find out it didn't, because that was one of those you pay for it voices, and the trial had expired. Come to the realization that I shared probably what was an AI video earlier about a bear being trapped on the top of a telephone pole. Sometimes they get me too. It's a damn shame. It really is. Sometimes they one-shot me. I'm too close to a boomer, I guess. So back to what we were talking about. So I've tried to get try to convince Alex to go on here with me. Aaron, we once you get your technical issues alleviated, I do have the capability of recording. We don't have to be on live, obviously, but we could if you wanted to. I have faith that you won't say anything that's going to get me destroyed. And that's a lot of faith, I understand. But I've listened to you enough to understand that you usually, even though you have your views, you will keep it to a certain point. So, I think guesting is probably one of the ways I want to go in the not too distant future. I think that's probably something that will draw a few more watchers, a few more listeners, or whatever. But I can record them, and then I record everything in 4K. So that's something that if you wanted to, also upload, or if you wanted to collab on, I don't have any problem doing that. We can what is the words I'm looking for? We can remove all of the branding from my guest scene now that I've got that fixed. So over on my left here is the area where I can put another input, and I can host up to, like, I don't know, somewhere around 12 people. So if we decide we want to go down that path and do something along those lines, I can record it. I can, instead of live streaming it, we can record it and then put it out as a podcast, or just live stream it and see where we go. But I do have plenty of horsepower to be able to drive that, and so I think I want to explore that a little further. I think having a night a week where that kind of stuff. Oh no, that's not good. Billy wants to wear a shirt. Oh, dude, you're unhinged. That's all there is to it. It's mostly the making sure that nobody's going to say anything stupid. Somebody gets on my stream and starts dropping N-bombs, I'm going to have a little bit of an issue with that. I'm just not. I'm not about the racial slurs, man. Just not. It's I don't feel the need to do things like that in order to feel edgy. I think that one of the things my high school principal used to say, and I don't entirely subscribe to this, but he's like, the use of profanity just means you don't have the ability to communicate another way. Yeah. There's a lot to there's a lot of things to say that don't require you to go off the end of the deep end of the pool in order to get your point across. So I will cease the rambling. I think I've been on here for damn near 3 hours talking to the ether. Yeah. I don't talk about politics or religion, either one, on here. I just don't have any. It's just no, you don't get anywhere. It's not like you're going to convince anybody that their particular viewpoint is wrong. In the end, all you're going to do is, at the best, agree to disagree. If you can maintain some sort of healthy civil discourse. I just, there's too much of that bullshit in the world as it is. I don't feel like doing it. I don't, just doesn't appeal to me. But as I was saying, I've been on here for 2 hours, 41 minutes, and I think I'm going to close it out at this point. And yeah, amen. And I'll see you guys, I think, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Central. And we'll do all this again. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more content to go over. And so, yeah, I appreciate all you guys joining, chatting, giving me somebody to converse with. As always, peace.